For those of you who need to brush up on your World War I history, here's a brief overview of how it all began and what transpired. To start with, it was a war between two sets of alliances. The Central Powers, which comprised Germany and Austria-Hungary plus their allies, particularly Turkey, and the Triple Entente, which was Britain, France, Russia and their allies. While tensions had been building between the powers, the war was finally sparked by a Serbian nationalist who assassinated the then heir to the Austrian throne, Franz Ferdinand, and his wife. Austria naturally then threatened to punish Serbia, which was an ally of Russia. Russia then turned around and threatened Austria, which in turn appealed to Germany for help. Germany upped the ante by declaring war on Russia and its ally France. Britain then jumped in, of course, entering the war on the side of Russia. The date was the 4th of August 1914. World War I lasted 4 years, from that day until the 11th of November 1918. The war was fought on a number of fronts. In Europe, the Western Front was in France and Belgium, while the Eastern Front involved Russia and Austria-Hungary. In Africa and the Pacific, there were campaigns around the warring powers' colonies, the Allies fighting in Turkey in the Middle East, notably at Gallipoli, and naval actions worldwide. It's estimated 10 million lives were lost in the war, but it wasn't just warfare that killed those involved. Many became subject to sepsis and venereal disease, which resulted in a painful and torturous death. After around 3 years of solid fighting, the Allied powers began to overcome the Central Powers. After a last German offensive was smashed, the battle at Amiens in June 1918 marked the final victorious Allied push. This resulted in the signing of armistice agreements in late 1918, signalling the defeat of the Central Powers. The war was finally over. On the 18th of June 1919, the controversial Treaty of Versailles was signed, setting out terms between the countries and the League of Nations established.